Hello, and welcome to another episode of my 30 plus decks. Today I'm going to be showing off one that originally started off as my very first deck ever. It used to be mono white, moved to white black. Now it is an Abzan deck. Everything life gain. This is birthday Bilbo birthday celebrant. This is birthday Bilbo celebrant. Alright, Bilbo is a 1 white, 1 black, 1 green, 2/3 halfling rogue. If I would gain life, I gain that much life plus 1. And for 2, a white, black, and green, I can tap and exile Bilbo to search my library for any number of creature cards, put them on the battlefield, then shuffle. I can only activate that if I have 111 or more life. So, this is, like I was saying, everything life gain. If I gain life, this gets counters. If I gain life, you lose life. If I gain life, I draw cards. If I gain life, I get creatures. I'm pretty dang sure that's like the main 4 that I can think of, but it really is just if I gain life and I benefit from it, it's probably in this deck. I do have a couple of ways to go infinite in creatures, and it's kind of interesting because I have a Balin deck that is trying to go infinite with tokens to use them for mana or draw, and I have this one trying to go infinite with tokens, trying to have whenever a creature enters, I gain 1 life, and that would be 1 life plus 1, and then it's infinite life gain to just be able to get that final part to go off, which could just be searching for something that finishes the combo. Anyways, let's jump right in. I think I've explained all I needed to. I'll have the deck explain the rest. Let's start off by turn 1. I will draw. You know what? Sure. Shine, Shadow, Snarl, revealing a Plains. Very pretty Plains. Since it's revealed, I don't have to have it enter tapped. I will tap it for a white, and I'll cast a Case of the Uneaten Feast. Whenever a creature enters a battlefield under my control, I gain 1 life. To solve, I gain 5 or more life in a turn, and once it's solved, I can choose to sacrifice it, and creatures in my graveyard gain. I may cast this card from my graveyard until the end of turn. Let's go to turn 2. Untap, upkeep, draw. Let's go ahead and play a forest. I will tap both, and I'll play a Talisman of Unity, and I'm happy with that. Let's go to turn 3. Untap, upkeep, draw. Let's go with a Plains. Let's see. I could just get out Bilbo. That doesn't seem like a bad idea at all. But is there a better idea? Actually, there is. Let me take back this Plains. Green and 2. And that will be for Tireless Provisioner. 3/2, and I actually just remembered this is one of the few decks that I actually will be keeping track of my life as I use it. Let's see if I can grab. There we go. So I've got these nice little roll down counters that I can move around to change my life as so. So right now I am still at 40, except this Tireless Provisioner enters, I gain 1 life. Then it's landfall. I make either a food or a treasure. Now I will play my land and I will make a treasure. I will sack that treasure for a white, use this for a white, and I will play Daxos, Blessed by the Sun. I wish I could have done it in the other order, but I think it's perfect for now. This is toughness equal to my devotion to white, which he has 2 devotion himself, so that's 3. 2/3 currently. Whenever another creature I control enters or dies, and I gain 1 life. So that is another 1 life. Let's go to turn 4. Untap, upkeep, draw. That's not too bad at all. That is bad, actually. That's alright, that's alright. Let's go ahead and play a Path of Ancestry. Enters tapped. Will be white, green, black, and I will play Bilbo Birthday Celebrant from my command zone. And then him entering is 2 triggers of a creature entering, I gain 1 life. But he says if I would gain life, I gain that much life plus 1. So that's 2, 4 life. 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 46. And that's going to be a pass. Turn 5. Untap, upkeep, draw. Very nice. Can I do it? Let's go Woodland Cemetery. Enters tapped unless I control a swamp or a forest. Got it. So that will be black from Shine, Shadow, Snarl, a black from this Woodland Cemetery, and a black from this Path of Ancestry, plus 1, 2, 3, for one of the best newer additions to this deck. Bolas' Citadel. Now this one I got through an auction with Nitpicking Nerds, so it is one of those fancy, I guess that's promo Bolas' Citadels, but it's great in this deck. So, at 46 life, I may look at the top card at any time, and that means that I can pay 1 life. I may play lands and cast spells from the top of my library. If I cast a spell this way, I pay life equal to its mana value rather than pay its mana cost. Paying 1, so I'm down to 45 to play Essence Warden. Whenever another creature enters a battlefield, I gain 1 life. So that is seen by Daxos and seen by the Case of the Uneaten Feast. So I pay 1 life to get it, but then I get 2, 4. Back up to 49. Let's look at the next card. Let's go for it. 1, 2, 3, 4. To cast Harmonize from the top. I draw 3 cards. Oh, hold on. That's being cast. 1, 2, 3. Very cool. Very cool. Let's see. I did have the Path of Ancestry enter, and I did not make my treasure. That's one thing that's very true. And my Woodland Cemetery. That's very true. I've been slacking on that Tireless Provisioner. But forgive me, there's a lot of life gaining that I'm keeping track of. Not like it changes anything that I'm going to cast from my hand. Looking at the next top card, I have already played a land, so that is that. Okay. I think I'm pretty happy with that turn, so going to my end step. Case of the Uneaten Feast is solved, I believe. Let me double check that. No, it's not. Because I only gained the 4 life this turn and last turn. Not a problem. It's not like I really need it to be solved. Let's go to turn 6. Untap. Upkeep. Draw. Who would know? And top card. Very cool. Now, I have Essence Warden out. I could assume that my opponents get creatures, and if they get creatures, I gain 2 life per creature, but I'm just not going to keep track of that. I don't know how much life I'm gaining, so it just doesn't quite seem right. So, let's go green and 2. One of them being from Path of Ancestry, and that will be for a Peregrine Took. That is 2 things, except this. I'm just realizing now the scry doesn't even matter because I already know what the top card is. That's still a creature entering, so I'm gaining 2, 4, 6 life, up to 51. And then, that's actually really funny, because that means that I can pay 6 life, going down to 45, to cast Felidar Sovereign from the top of my library. When it enters, I gain 6 life, so I'm back up to 51. That is a 4/6 Vigilance lifelink. On my upkeep, I win the game if I have 40 or more life. Right now, honestly, my hand is full of lands, so hopefully the top is not a land. The top is a land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have not played a land just for this reason. Forest from the top. That's going to be 1, 2, 3 for Willow Dusk Essence Seer. That is another 6 life. I gain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is tap 1 and her to choose another target creature, put a number of 1/1 counters on it equal to the amount of life I've gained this turn or the amount of life I've lost this turn, whichever is greater. Only at sorcery speed. Also, summoning 6, so it doesn't really matter. Let's look at the next top. Let's go for it. Pay 3 for Abzan Falconer. When it enters, I gain 6 life, so I'm up to 57. And that's each creature I control with a 1/1 counter on it has flying. Well, let's keep going. I can't keep going. That is something. I had a forest enter, so I make a 3rd treasure. No, I don't make that 3rd treasure. I will use Tireless Provisioner to make a food instead. Food I'll put up here. I'll have that right there. 57 currently. Makes me a food, but because of Peregrine Took, I'll make a 2nd food. There we go. If I can get that up to 3 foods, I can sacrifice them to draw a card, which is very nice. I think that's pretty much it. Now on my end step, I've absolutely gained more than 5 life. That was 6, 12, 18 life gained, and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 life lost. So I still got 6 life overall. That's good. Let's go to this final turn. Yeah. On tap. Upkeep. I win the game if no one brought me down to 40, less than 40. I still want to play through this turn. I'm just going to play through this turn. Draw. Look at the top. That's fun. That's actually really fun. Paying 1, 2, 3, 4 life to play a Well of Lost Dreams. Whenever I gain life, I may pay X, where X is less than or equal to the amount of life I've gained. If I do, I draw X cards. This doesn't gain me any life, but it really is something where this I consider part of a trinity of gaining life and drawing cards. And thinking about it, this deck does not have the Trinity. That would be Well of Lost Dreams, Venser's Journal, and Alhammaret's Archive. Because that would be... well, if you know, you know. I won't explain it right here because it's not all out. Let's go ahead and look at the top. Okay. Let's pay another 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down to 49. And that will be for Assemble the Entmoot. Creatures I control have reach. I can sacrifice Assemble the Entmoot to create 3 tapped XX green treefolk creature tokens, where X is the amount of life I gained this turn. I put a reach counter on each of them. Yeah, it does seem kind of off, where I'm gaining a bunch of life, and then I sacrifice this to make 3 guys, which gains me more life, and they're not benefiting from it. Whatever. That's also not a creature, so let's look at the next top card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is turn 7, so I have not played my land. Let's go this Jungle Hollow. Enters tapped. I gain a life, but because of Bilbo, that's 2 life. Yeah, baby. 51. And I guess I'll keep track of that somehow for Willow Dusk and for Entmoot. There we go. Currently gain 2 life, and that's off camera, so that's just for me. I'm also going to pay 2 to draw 2. I'm really glad that I did that, actually. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's Let's go ahead and pay 1, 2, 3 more life. Get Chromatic Lantern out here. See what you want about the card. I like it. Guess that helps. 1, 2, 3. Cast Cultivate from the top. This is deck thinning at its finest. Let's go with this Swamp. To the battlefield tapped. And whatever basic land I find next, this Plains to my hand. Honestly, it's like ultimate deck thinning. I cannot think of a better word. There almost isn't one. I'll show you exactly what I mean. Oh my gosh. If there's anything that I can get that's not a land, that's just perfect. Because that's land. I made sure that this deck had enough land. I needed it. But Bolas' Citadel is just a little bit of a different circumstance. Next top card is beautiful. I can pay 1 for a Cleric class. If I gain life, I gain that much life plus 1. I can also tap 3 and a white, and whenever I gain life, I put a 1/1 counter on target creature I control. Final one is when this becomes level 3, return target creature card with from my graveyard to the battlefield. I gain life equal to its toughness. Heck yeah. Next top card. Thank you. Oh my gosh. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I am now below 40, but how long does that last? Archangel of Thune. If you know, you know. And if you don't know, here's what it does. Whenever I gain life, I put a 1/1 counter on each creature I control. When it enters a battlefield, I gain life from Essence Warden, I gain life from Case of the Uneaten, I gain life from Daxos. So that is 3 instances of life gain, which means all of my creatures get 3 1/1 counters. It's also, that is 3 instances of me gaining 1 life, which is +1/+1, so I'm gaining 9 life. Back up to 48. And let's just show. It's 3 counters on each creature I control, which notably is Abzan Falconer saying each creature I control with a 1/1 counter on it has flying. So now my entire team is not only buffed, but flying. Yeah. Let's look at the next top. Land. Okay. I could technically... Peregrine Took is 1 or more tokens. Okay. So I could technically, if I wanted to keep going, which I do, let's just technically do it, right? Since my creatures all have flying, they no longer need reach. I'm going to sacrifice, assemble the Entmoot. I have so far just gained that 9 life. No, because of Jungle Hollow entering tapped, that's 11 life. So I have gained 11 life. I am sacrificing this, and I make 3. Pretty sure I had them at one point. I know right where it is. That's okay. Well, this is as close to a general token as anything, so these are going to be my tree folk. There's 3 of them. They're entering tapped. Oh, let's see, where's that? There are 3 of them, and they are all 11/11s. Which is about to change, because that is 3 creatures entering at the same time. That is 9 per creature. So that's 9, 18, 27 life that I'm gaining. 3, that's 7, that's 27. So that's up to 75 life. That is also, oh my gosh, this is how fun Archangel of Thune is. That was 3 creatures entering with 3 instances of life gain per, which means all of my creatures are now getting 9 1/1 counters. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9. all of my creatures that had those 3 counters are up to 12 counters. Jeez. So glad that this is the last turn. Oh my gosh, this is a bit rough to keep track of. There we go. So close. One more. And even still, it's not enough. Because that's all of these 11/11s getting seen by Archangel of Thune. So they're each getting 9 1/1 counters. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's counters. That's their power and toughness. That's the number of them. So that's 6, 12, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, that adds up. 3 20/20s. And let's see. That's the other reason that I was doing it. I'm making more than 1 token. If I would make, if 1 or more tokens would be created under my control, those tokens plus an additional food are created instead. So now I have 3 foods. If this is a land, I could, I knew that from before. So I did that, I made the food, but I can also pay as much as I want to just draw cards. 1, 2. I guess I'll pay 2 into the Well of Lost Dreams to draw 2 cards. That's cool. 4, 5. Let's see what the next top card is. Perfect. Perfect. 1, 2, black. And I'll use these treasures for 1, 2, and this Talisman of Unity for 3. Sanguine Bond. If I would gain life, target opponent loses that much life. And then I will pay 1, 2, 3, 4. And I will cast Congregate from the top. Now this is equal to the number of creatures on the battlefield, but like I was saying earlier with my Essence Warden, I don't know what all my opponents are getting, so I can't quite track them very easily, so I'm just not. Which means that I have more than 71 life, potentially, but this is only going to benefit from my creatures. Target player, which is me, gains 2 life for each creature on the battlefield. So right now I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18... Oh, hold on. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that is 24 life that I'm gaining, which is also someone losing 24 life. 3, 4, 20... So I'm up to 95. That's also 1 instance of life gain. So Archangel of Thune gives everybody an extra 1 counter. I don't want to do that for everybody, but I'll keep that tracked with her. Next card is a land. So I will sacrifice these 3 foods to draw a card through Peregrine Took. Hopefully this next one's not a land. Cool. That will be paying 2 for Golem, Obsessed Stalker. Him entering is another 9 life, which is up to 102 life total, which is another 3 instances from Archangel of Thune, which is 3 counters on himself. Which so far that's been 24 to someone, and then 3, 3, 3 to someone else, potentially. Sweet. I guess it does keep going. So let's pay 2. So I'm at 100 even. And play Heroic Intervention. Creatures I control have hexproof, indestructible. Next card is another 2, so I'm down to 98. To play Pippin, Warden of Isengard. That enters, gains me another 9 life. So back up to 107. He gets those 3. You get those 3. That's 4, 6, 7, something like that. Next top card, perfect. That's 1, 2, 3. To cast Rapacious Guest. That is another 3 counters on itself, 3 counters for Gollum, 3 counters for Pippin, 3 more counters for the rest of the crew, and I gain 9 more life, which is 113. Now is the point where I have more than 111 life, but I only have Chromatic Lantern to tap, and it's a 5 total thing. Dang. Cool stuff, right? Shoot. I know, I can just keep going, and that's kind of the crazy part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A Johnny Mentor of Heroes. I don't gain any life, but I can. +1. To look at the top 4. I may reveal an aura, creature, or planeswalker, put it in my hand, and the rest in the bottom. I'm going to reveal a Scurry Oak. That'll go to my hand. Rest on the bottom. Oh my gosh. Another 3 life, so I'm down to 105 for Rosie Cotton of South Lane. Oh my gosh. She enters, I make a food, which turns into 2 foods. And she also enters, I gain 9 life, which is up to 114 again. There's a land, I can't do anything about that. Shoot. Making 2 foods does distribute 2 more wound counters. Oh my gosh. No, I almost ran out of dice. That's crazy. So yeah, at this point, it would be very hard to kill me and prevent me from winning through Felidar Sovereign. I, by the next turn, would be able to probably pop Bilbo and just search for every creature in my deck. Which would just be so many infinite combos. You know, Rosie Cotton plus Scurry Oak is an infinite combo, plus all of my life gained from creatures entering, plus Sanguine Bond is effectively GG. If you get me. Yeah, so that's this deck. I'll be honest, it doesn't always go this well, but that Bolas' Citadel out, yeah, it goes that well. I know that much. But literally, my hand, land. It's got enough. Oof. What a crazy deck. Because even still, this is another 1, 2, 3 counters through Archangel of Thune from Rosie Cotton. So that's like 6, 12, 18, 24, 25 1/1 counters on each of my creatures, except for the, let's see, something like Gollum would have 6, or Gollum would have 12, you'd have 9, you'd have 6, you'd have 3. And that's not including Rosie's counters. What a freaking fun time. Also, I didn't even do it. I guess it is a May ability. Pippin entering it, he would partner with Merry, Warden of Isengard. Not like I could have played him, but could have had him in my hand. Sweet. Well, I think I'm just going to do that one video. That was one video, almost half an hour. Beautiful. This deck is honestly one of my favorites, and for the longest time it was, hey, I got a really good card that's white, or then white-black, or now, because of specifically a Johnny Mentor of Heroes, white-black green, you're going in this deck. Not so much anymore. It's gotten so many good cards, but man, I've also made just so many adjustments to this deck. It's right about where I want it. That being said, decks are always changing. What am I to do if I'm not going to change my decks? Anyways, hope you guys had fun. I definitely did, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.